So how's the Exalt treating you?
It's great, man. I don't know that it's fully tuned, but then again, I haven't thrown broadheads on it in a long time. I'm thinking here. I didn't get to do over the counter. I bought an over the counter tag, but we never went. We were going up to Brent's brother's place, but then everything fell apart. You know.
Well, you still got it for this year, don't you? Or did you not buy one for 25 yet?
I did not buy one for 25. So,
We always got August.
yeah. But if I get a Kofa tag, I'm going to go for that. And then, you know, I think it's probably time for some new strings over the summer. Just restring it, you know. It doesn't look bad. It's just one of those things with as much as we shoot. Like Mark with that bow, he probably won't have to replace his strings for 2.5 years.
Yeah.
But for as much as we shoot our bows, like me with the Exalt, like I haven't shot Pinky in a long freaking time. But I've been shooting the Exalt, so it's just one of those things where it's like just pay the $140 from gas, that because I always go with gas. I've had their customer service is second to none, and you know they've replaced strings for me before, and so I just always go with them. Plus Sprague's is a dealer of gas.
Yeah. That's all I run anymore is gas.
Yeah. There, besides like a factory string on stuff, but once you get to a point like you're not going to swap out the strings on a brand new bow.
No.
Just because like what's the point of that? You've got strings on there, but when you do replace them, I always replace them with gas. But you know, with as much as we shoot, like I think I just need to, you know, here before Bow Disciples, order some gas bowstrings and swap them out.
Well, on my Echelon, I did replace the strings right away because I hated the gray.
Yeah.
It didn't look good. And I went with Winner's Choice, and I literally changed the strings on that thing because I originally went with Winner's Choice because that's pretty much factory for elites.
Uh-huh.
Those things didn't hold up worth a fuck. I think
What happened to them?
Just stretched like a motherfucker.
Really? I don't get very much stretch from gas at all.
No, I haven't had any stretch out of. Think that red set that is on my option 6 now, and you know how much I shoot that bow. They still look brand new, pretty close.
They do, yeah.
And I think those are a year and a half old. I mean, I probably got 1,000 shots through them.
Yep.
And I have had zero stretch on it. So, as long as you take care of your strings, you're not going to have an issue. You're dribbling.
Yeah. God damn it. It's all right. It's on my American flag t-shirt.
America!
Fuck yeah. So lick my butt and suck on my balls, America.
We'll see how this on the Exalt. These are America's best bowstrings.
You mean the X-Lite?
X-Lite, yeah. We'll see how they hold up. They're very comparable to gas, what I've heard.
Yeah.
But who knows?
Well, the problem is that when these, and this is happening in the archery community, you know, 20 years ago, all these companies used to be separate. Now they're all getting bought up by giant conglomerations, and then almost overnight everything changes. So that's why I think it's smart what Matthews did is they have their own in-house string manufacturer now. And they used to be dog shit. And now they've actually done a whole bunch of work to make sure that, like, actually they're really good now. Like, the factory strings out of all of those, because at some point, like, you know, Matthews is now they probably sell more bows than anybody else.
Oh, easily.
I know MFJJ buys sight unseen a year in advance over $250,000 worth of Matthews bows. He's just like, yeah, just give me $250,000 every year. He just says it to Matthews, whatever your next bow is, give me $250,000 worth of it. I'll put it in there. And they're great fucking bows, dude. So them taking their string in-house and making it so that that's not the weak link anymore, it's fucking right, dude.
Zebra strings were the biggest pieces of shit on the planet. You know, for years man, I go back to the days where I still got an ammo can full of old PSC Dacron strings. There wasn't twists in them or anything else like that. I mean, they were just there. And that's what I grew up shooting, was the shitty strings and stuff like that. Zebras were good when they first came out, because that was really kind of the first custom-ish string.
Mm-hmm.
Then Winner's Choice came out. And Winner's Choice was hands down the best bowstring ever when it first came out. I had one on my Baby G that lasted probably 5 or 6 years. But the last few sets of Winner's Choice I've had sucked.
They probably got bought up by...
Well, they did.
Yeah.
They got bought up by Faradyne.
Yeah.
Which is Elite. True Fire.
Well, they're all under, what, the outdoor group now?
Yeah.
Yeah. Which I like, it's one of those things where, like, the actual bows, they're fucking fantastic, man. But some of the other shit that they make is not good.
Yeah. There's CBE sights now and everything else. CBE went through a phase where they were good, went to shit. Now I think they're back to being decent. Their target sights have always been second to none, but their hunting sights were left a lot to be desired.
Yeah.
But that's why I'm going to the XL, just because it's an XL.
Mm-hmm.
That is, in my opinion, the top tier of archery sights, both sights. B3 is up there with them now.
I haven't had any experience with the new
lineup.
The new lineup. The only thing I know is I have a B3 sight on Pinky, and there's a couple of issues with it that I don't like.
What are those?
So, on a lot of sites, you have to, like, unlock it to adjust it, and that's a screw. So you shoot about 15 shots, that thing starts to come loose, and then your sight rattles. So you have to, and it's not something that you want to Loctite down, because if you want to adjust it, you have to unlock it. Like the UltraView, there ain't no way that fucking thing's coming unlocked.
No.
It's a flip up, and when you push it down, you lock it down. There's no way that thing's fucking coming loose. But you lift up to adjust it, and then you lock it back down. With B3, it's like a twist knob. So you keep shooting that thing, and then all of a sudden you hear a weird noise when you shoot, and then you realize your sight's like rattling a quarter inch in either direction. But, you know, like B3 is one of those companies that, like, some of this stuff they make is fucking bulletproof. Like their hinge releases, dude, they're some of the best in the game, man. Like, their hinge releases are awesome. Their buttons are good. They're not as crisp and as well made as like some of the Carters or anything like that. But like Carter's been doing that for fucking ever. But their hinge releases are so freaking good. Their index finger releases, second to none. What else? What else from B3? I like a lot of their shit. It's just there's weaknesses in every company that
Yeah.
that make anything. But I like that. I do like that sight. It's just that the twist knob always comes loose, and they need a better way of locking down the sight to where, it's not. And if you're at 18 meters and stuff like that, and you're shooting shot after shot after shot, it's one thing if we're going out to 3D
And you're moving.
and we're redoing it, we're adjusting it every single target. But if you're at 18 meters and you expect that thing to be rock solid for an hour of shooting, 30 to 60 arrows, you're going to be tightening that thing up about 6 or 7 times during that.
My CBE, I don't run an issue with that because what their design is it's a flip lever, but what it does is it engages and disengages the wheel.
Yep.
It can get stripped out, but that's an easy adjustment on there. There's a little couple screws in the back, you just in and out, and that takes care of it, which I kind of like. Because I've never, like on my option, other than screws coming loose or something else like that, which is going to happen given the amount of shit we shoot and the way we treat our bows and stuff like that, it's going to happen. That's just our fault for my fault for not going through every few hundred shots and tightening everything just to make sure.
Yeah.
But I like that adjustment. I've been happy with the old CBE sights. The problem is they're just heavy.
Yep.
So's a Spot Hog. So's an Ultra View.
The Ultra View's fucking heavy, dude. I think it might be heavier than my Spot Hog.
I'm pretty sure it is.
Yeah.
The new Trek, like I got on my Echelon, is pretty light because it's a carbon rod. I think all said and done, I think it's only an ounce or two heavier than the driver.
I'll be interested to see how heavy that driver is once you put it on that thing. And
once I get out that bow, I'm curious to see how heavy it actually is once
Yeah.
it's all said and done.